So I'm Marshall. I am like a mycologist as title, but outside of that, I'm a person who loves the forest. I'm super passionate about nature, and I think it's a great way to make connections with people as well, and like sharing that passion. I used to do some like little documentaries called Marshall Mushroom Hunter back with like a group of friends when I went to MOPA here. So that's kind of where the name came from. Oh, there's so many. It's hard to just pick one, but I guess if I had to, it's that people think that mushrooms are like inherently dangerous or there's like something to be scared of there, but really there's not. Any mushroom is like safe to pick, it's safe to touch. When I was a kid, I used to go like chanterelle picking with my dad. He would take me out on hikes, and then he would like forage for chanterelles, and eventually as I got older, I would learn how to like identify them and like pick them as well. So I just remember seeing all these different species of mushrooms and being like, what's this, what's this, what's this? And my dad would be like, oh, they're not chanterelles, so you know, who cares? And I guess like that's like a pretty like poignant moment in my mind where it's just like I really want to know what these things are, and after that I started, you know, learning. Mushrooms are super diverse, so it's hard to really encapsulate them all with like one sentence, because you have some mushrooms which are like a cap and a stem, and then you have other mushrooms which can just be like cups, like little cup fungi, and really the term mushroom isn't even strictly defined. It's like a very colloquial term, so a mushroom is kind of whatever you want it to be in a way, but it's just I guess a way for us to communicate about different fungi to each other. Oh, so many things. It's unbelievable. I've been surprised so many times, and I think that's why I'm so interested in them. Mushrooms aren't the whole organism. When we're looking at a mushroom, it's just like the fruit, kind of like when we're looking at an apple on an apple tree. The mushroom is like just like the apple, and then the tree, in the case of the mushroom, is this underground organism called the mycelium, and the mycelium is just a sort of like thread-like network of cells that's traveling through the ground. It's completely amorphous, and it's just like decaying the soil or connecting with trees or doing whatever. It depends on the species. For each mushroom, it's going to be different, and for like common species like chanterelles, that's where most people start. Like there's some kinds of mushrooms that are easily distinguishable from other kinds just due to like, oh, this one's bright orange, and if you like look at a bunch of mushrooms and you look at this one, you'll realize like the gills of the mushroom look way different. So which ones are safe and which ones are dangerous is really just mushroom by mushroom basis. I have like some pretty cool macro setups where I've adapted like microscope lenses to my camera, and so you can get like pretty much like microscope levels of photography, but not just with like tiny cross sections of things. I've come across a few mushrooms that have like never been found here before, which is pretty cool, and some like previously unknown species as well. So those are obviously interesting just because they weren't previously like known. The forest all around them, you should just go out there and start looking. Especially if you go in the fall, you'll definitely see some mushrooms. Maybe if you go in the winter, you won't see any. They're harder to find then. But if you go in the fall and you walk slowly and look around, there's lots of brilliant, bright mushrooms. And if one of them looks really cool to you, you can take pictures of it or take it with you. And then you could go to your local mycological society, which sounds a bit intimidating, but it's really just a bunch of mushroom nerds who can help you identify it. Or a great like online platform is iNaturalist, which is essentially like social media for living organisms. You can post a picture of any living organism, and there's lots of experts on there who will help you identify it. I think if you like really want to learn about mushrooms, the best way you can do it is just going out there, because there's so many sort of intangible aspects of mushrooms that like can't be written down in the description of a book, or like encapsulated in a photo. I don't really know what the point is, which I'm kind of fine with, but it's just like really interesting, and I guess part of the point is trying to just contribute to our understanding and body of knowledge of mushrooms, because it's so behind all the other or fields of biology. We probably haven't even discovered half of the species of mushrooms that live in BC, for example. So there's so much to learn, and that's what's so fascinating about mycology, is anyone can get out there and spend a year or two looking for mushrooms and like find a new species for themselves, or find something really interesting that not many people have seen before. There's a really great mushroom club, or technically mycological society, here in Vancouver called the Vancouver Mycological Society. So if you are interested in mushrooms, or you like hearing talks about biology in general or anything like that, totally go there. It's really low-key and chill, and you can bring mushrooms to we have monthly meetings. You can bring your mushroom to any monthly meeting and people will identify it there for you. I'll probably be there, I'll identify it for you. And then the other thing is that there's currently a project going on in BC called MycoMap BC, which is a DNA sequencing project for mushrooms. So anyone in BC can send in a specimen of a mushroom they found and get a DNA sequence for free. All you have to do is take pictures of it while it's still in its habitat and post it to iNaturalist. So I would strongly recommend people to do that and to go to VMS as well.